So,
be on that.
so anyone that, there's 6 families that,
It's families on Furnace and a couple 3 out our way.
okay, all right.
And anybody else that's interested,
That
the
was,
more you can get on a water district, the better off you
oh,
will
that's
be.
less of people have to pay. Yeah,
Right.
No, yeah. Um, what else was going on Tuesday for the meeting that we should make public? That was it, right?
Oh, the New York State DOT for the highway,
The highway's got to do their salt and
the salt and snow contract with
Yep.
New York State.
But there's no other public comments. I mean, anything that we're introducing, right?
There was nothing else.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for.
I know you did the advertising for the mowing and the.
Yeah, we're going to be opening up. I'm working with Darlene. We're going to make put in the newspaper ads for mowing and for what was it?
Janitorial.
Janitorial services for the town, and that'll be going out in the newspaper when
20. I'm putting it in Thursday, so it'll be on the following Sunday. And then the deadline is the 28th.
28th, and then was March 2nd. We'll open
Open
sealed bids. That'll be a
And,
live meeting.
all papers will be picked up here for request or they online for the bids.
They can actually either email me to get bids, or they can come in and pick them up.
Okay.
But they gotta be sending them back as a sealed bid.
And the other option was off of. You were going to put them on the website.
Oh yes, or they can get on the website to get it.
That's what
Click
I
the
was
link on the
wondering.
website.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
On the website.
Yeah.
We had to change the website today because who was on there? What's the business right here?
CNH.
No, the warehouse.
Oh, around
Used to
the
be-
corner, Park Ave.
Used to be Associates.
Associated Brands.
Associate Brands was on the website, and some people were complaining about that, so we removed that off of there. Even though they're partially on the town of Shelby, I said take it off. We don't want no problems with anyone. Other than that, if people got comments on the website, let us know. We'll make changes. We'll take suggestions.
Yeah, I got a question. That janitorial, didn't we just do that before the first of the year or no?
Well, John had, I believe he had something that he was talking about with the people that were here, and he had some kind of bid sheet or something
Oh,
what they were
okay.
doing. I think what we were doing before, Ed, was we were just trying to get a bid sheet where it would be everybody be bidding on the same thing.
Right.
Everybody, because it really didn't sell you everything that the janitorial people were doing.
Right.
So this way it would be in right. And I think that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
getting,
okay.
just getting everything so it would be on the same page with everybody bidding.
Yeah, we were working on, these are the services we want, make us a bid on that.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
well, I did some checking with our lawyer.
Yeah.
And taking care of the janitors is the board's job.
Mhm.
I don't know how it got shuffled out to Dale.
okay, probably because he's building maintenance.
Well, is that or isn't building maintenance? I used to do that. That's mechanical.
Okay, so,
Janitorial is different.
okay, so cleaning the building isn't building maintenance?
No, it's janitorial.
It's new.
And the other,
Well, it's going through the board anyways. We'll be the ones that'll do it anyways. I worked with Darlene today on setting up the articles and advertising. We're working on that. And what was the other thing we're working on? The description of cleaning services we want done. I'll email you guys a list, make any comments you want, and then we'll put it in the paper. What's the deadline on that?
Same thing as the mowing. It's gonna be the 28th.
No, for us to get it in the paper.
Oh,
Wednesday.
Thursday. So you only got one day.
Yeah.
I've got to have that list that you said you had for
Yeah.
the scope of what they had to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't have that.
Yeah, I just got that this evening, so
Okay.
we'll get
So
that.
we got to move on it tomorrow. Otherwise, it won't go in Thursday's paper.
Yeah.
Then we'll have to push the deadline back.
A week.
I think we have to make a resolution to do that, though. I think
To
put stuff in the paper to advertise for bids.
well, you said this morning we didn't need to do that, Darlene.
I thought we don't have to, but I could be
I
wrong.
don't know.
I'll check on
Have
it.
you guys done that before? You pass resolutions to put ads in the newspaper? I mean,
I
if
put
I
them in,
over,
but I
if I
don't think
overstep,
that's.
It seems
yeah.
like we have.
if I
I
overstep,
can't-
I
I
mean,
know
I
that we
mean,
did the mowing last year, we did that by a sealed bed, and
Yeah.
that was put in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know that, but as far as like the cleaners,
you
We
guys
haven't done,
do
we
a,
haven't
Never-
done, we
never-
haven't done the cleaners because the
they've
cleaners,
always been just by
the cleaners
themselves.
have been here like 13 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, we're gonna open it up for bid though. If we're gonna open everything up for bid.
Right, then we'll have to
So-
do the insurances
So we'll
and
have
we'll have to do the insurances and the HVAC and all that.
Yep.
We'll have to open up for bid.
Everything.
So we should put a resolution then on the, Tuesday
Well,
night's
have you
meeting.
did you do resolutions for the town council positions and the supervisor position? Did I put an ad in the paper?
I don't believe we did.
Well,
I
then
don't
we-
think we did we?
And we don't need a
I,
resolution to put an ad in the newspaper.
Yeah, you
oh wait, yes,
you
we did.
You
It was in the
advertised
hub.
for that.
It was in the hub.
A resolution? No, did you do a board resolution to
No.
put an article in the paper? So
I
then
don't
we
know.
don't need a
Yeah, I
resolution.
don't know if we're supposed to or not. I can't remember now.
You would know, cause you do
Yeah.
the article.
I don't put a resolution in the,
No, I'm saying, does the board have to do a resolution to take out a newspaper article? Have you done that before?
No.
no,
And we don't
Probably
need a
not,
resolution to do
no.
that, so.
That's
But we
right.
all agree we need to,
But I know we did for the sealed bit, like, and even like any of the big things like the water, when putting the water lines through and the mowing beds, we did that. We did have to have an ad
I believe that what
in
Well,
the
we done,
paper, and we did a resolution.
I think what we did in the past was after we accepted the bids, then we had a resolution that we accepted the bid from so-and-so
Yes,
to do
yes.
the mowing. That's,
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so no resolution for the newspaper
No.
article, a
No.
resolution to, of course,
Approve-
we'd have to have a
approve,
resolution. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
but we'd have board discussion before we did a resolution on it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm good with that. Anything else you need to bring up? John?
No,
Okay, nothing.
I'm good.
Steve's good, I'm good, I don't have anything else. Darlene?
Mhm.
All right, so that's board comments. I'll open up for public comments. If anyone's got anything you want to bring up. Yes, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Karen Jones. I don't think we've met yet.
Nope, we haven't met yet.
What's your name, sir?
Scott Wengowitz.
What's your last name?
Wengowitz,
I wanted to make sure to say it right.
just like the song.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Talk a little loud because
I'm sorry. I'm Karen Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Can I sit?
Yeah.
And I had a couple comments. The first being to thank all of you for your service, for being here. Nobody likes to give up their nights, and here you guys are every single month, more than once. I also want to thank you for the Facebook page. That is helpful and useful. I heard somebody mention that there are 32 YouTube subscribers to the township, and maybe you could add a link right on the Facebook page and invite people.
It's a good idea.
I did ask a question on Facebook, and I asked who was being appointed, and I didn't get an answer, and I'm not sure why. If
Because
a
it's,
rule that it's secret
No, it's
beforehand?
because we're debating, and until we actually vote on it, we can't make public who we're gonna vote on.
Right. Is it possible, in future scenarios, let's say a personnel issue, and I understood Mr. Pratt, Councilman Pratt, talking about the issue of, I believe, a janitorial cleaning position being personnel and under the conveyance of the board
Mm-hmm.
to hire, something like that. So, like, let's say for the public to know the candidates who have applied. And then the conversation about it is private and is an executive session. And then you make your vote. But then on the public side, we just have some input. For instance, I'm not a registered Republican. It's a big surprise to a lot of you. Just kidding.
You want to know
I
who
have
the,
no idea because I'm not a member of the Shelby Republican committee or party. I don't know who the candidates are at all, who applied, and as a member of the public, I'm just curious.
well, you can always
Well, I asked.
FOIA, but I'm not sure if we
I
can.
guess I don't think everything has to be a FOIL request.
See, I'm not
Do you know
sure.
what I mean?
I don't think. I'll check with our town attorney, but I don't think I can release the candidates until now
Right.
that we've got someone. Now we can release the list of candidates. I think.
And so
find
now
out
you
for
can
sure.
release the name of the candidates, but you've already voted.
Yep.
I guess is my concern. My concern is more that question of transparency of letting the public weigh in a little bit and have a say and I also don't know the new candidate and on where he stands on anything and just from a curiosity point of view and open meeting laws and I saw mention of how there might not be work sessions all the time. I feel like tonight is a really great example of why work sessions are necessary because tonight turned into an informal work session. And we did not just talk about filling an empty seat. I wrote down everything. You talked about how next week we should tell people that the engineer is going to come about a water district. 36 people commented on Facebook about water questions. I bet they'll want to know about that. They would not have come to this meeting tonight because they were told not to. And rightly so, if
Yeah, I
that's
told
not what
them
it's for.
this
So I
meeting
guess
was just
my
for
point
voting.
being,
Yeah.
That's a great example of why a work session is necessary.
Yeah, but there's no, we've
Because-
discussed it as a board. Well, Mr. Pratt wants a work sessions and if
And-
there's something that we have to talk about, I will do that.
And
But-
well, I don't think that it's respectfully, I don't think it's up to a supervisor to determine if a town is interested in every single thing. I'm interested in water questions, and so are a lot of my friends. I am interested in the DOT highway report and things like salt and hours and overtime, and I'm just interested. I like to hear those reports, and when I read the minutes, it says highway report, so-and-so report, so-and-so report. If I go to a meeting, I hear the summary and I hear everybody vote to accept it. But at a work session, I hear conversations. And I know, for instance, that yes, the board voted tonight to appoint someone, but I also heard of a member who had a little hesitancy about let's have a little more time to vet this person. And I think just knowing that about a candidate is useful, especially with an election coming up. And with that in mind,
let me interject right there. The selection of the candidate for the board, John knows this. We both spoke with the lawyer today.
Yeah.
Is 100% purview of the board members.
absolutely,
During someone resigned, that's up.
It's up to the
that's
board.
our purview.
it absolutely is.
And I'm 100% about being open, but I don't know if I can release the names. I don't know if now we probably can put in.
So if I'm going to play devil's advocate, I'm going to say, then before you say no
Yeah.
to the community, check with the lawyer first.
Say
Maybe
no
that's
about what?
When Mr. Pratt said, sorry, Councilman Pratt, when he said, just give us another vet, maybe that's an opportunity to call the lawyer to the town or look at the
I understand.
manual
I
and
understand
say-
what you're saying.
Say, is the town allowed to know the candidates if they ask? Are we allowed to tell them? And get that answer before you say, no, I'm not going to tell you. I don't think I can. Because I think there's a very steep learning curve with these positions. And that's why, I mean, running a meeting.
I'll
knowing
get
whether or
an
not
I'll get
to
an
move
answer
to
for
a
that.
resolution.
I'll get you an answer on that. But this, I can tell you, like I said before, when I got sworn in since December, it's been an ongoing discussion between the 4 board members. I want this candidate. I want this candidate. I want this candidate. No, I want this candidate. No, I want this candidate. And I want what's best for the town.
And even tonight,
Everyone
though,
does.
I don't know
We
the
all want
answer
what's best for the
to
town.
the question of, can you tell the town who applied?
Is it my right to out the people that
I-
put in for their? I don't know if I can out the people
I
that
don't
put in
either.
for the job.
I'm not a lawyer,
So
and I don't know that answer either.
that's,
That,
I will
again,
get you an answer to that question.
This is why we need time and we need work sessions to be able to have these conversations or to observe them. Actually, at a work session,
That would have
We're not
never been
allowed
made
to-
public anyways.
well, I don't know that. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
would have never been made public anyway. So, and work sessions fine when we do have a work session, but the public's not allowed to speak at a work session.
I understand.
That is a work
I've been
session.
to work sessions.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like
But I will
said,
find out from the
witnessing-
lawyer. In the times of interest, let's move on to something else. I will find out from the lawyer if I can do this.
This is the only matter on the agenda tonight.
What?
Is the right?
No,
now
I'm talking about, if you said you had a list of stuff you wanted to
do.
bring up. Okay, well then move on to the next thing. I will get you an
Okay,
answer
I
on that.
thought you meant
No.
in terms of my comments. I think the biggest thing is that I wanted to request of the board is that they table any resolution in the next month before the November election related to things that the community has clearly been divided about. The last time I talked personally to more than 2 council people about this issue, they assured me that the community would be surveyed.
Which agenda? Which item?
The one about the wind turbines.
Okay, there's a time, there's pretty much a timestamp on that. We have to resume where we stopped. I'm not trying to interrupt you. Let me explain.
Right, right.
If we don't act on it one way or another,
Yes.
there's a potential that we'll be in court.
Well, I think that when you're
And
talking
then the
about
rest
an
of the towns-
environmental impact study that the town needs to sign off on, and the place where we stopped on that form
Oh, yeah.
was regarding the community and their feelings. This is where, if there is anything done,
Oh, yeah, no,
it
don't
should
get
be
me
a
wrong.
community
All
survey.
that's gonna be done. We're gonna do that. That meeting's gonna be done again.
A survey, I mean. That's
Oh,
what
I don't
I'm
know about
asking
survey.
for, because that's what a few council people had agreed that that was a good idea, that asking, this is what we did years ago. We asked the community, where do you stand on this? And that way, you're not pushing through resolutions. And I know you just appointed 2 people since December, and that there's a window of time, and you can't pass a resolution, I believe, within 150 days, which takes us to July.
For what?
And
Resolution for what?
for anything. But again, I asked for the actual handbook. There's not a copy online. I'm hoping.
No, you have to purchase it. Yeah,
Lee Whedon, and maybe I can get a copy there and I can scan it and upload the PDF. Something like that. I know there are rules about resolutions and how they work when you have people appointed, and it's about transparency. And I think anything that's in July and August, then you've got a November election with a lot of seats. Let your election be a referendum. Do a survey over the summer, ask the community the question, but if candidates, again, with transparency and work sessions, candidates who are running should be able to say out loud, this is where I stand on the wind turbine. Shelby,
No, I got no problem with that.
So me knowing that is useful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That as a voter, that matters to me, and it doesn't.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Let's
You
move
know
on
what
to your
I'm
next.
saying?
Let's move on to your next agenda item.
Well, I think that ethically speaking, and this is where I'll end, that it really does behoove the board, therefore, to refrain from putting forth any resolution related to this matter of the wind turbines until November. Let the election be your litmus test.
John, do you want to answer that? On the downside of us not doing anything?
The downside of not moving forward? How can you do the environmental impact thing?
No.
The research with it.
We can't, legally, we can't stall the process.
Oh, it's not stalling. It's saying we need to finish our environmental impact statement, and the part that we're stuck on is the community input.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. But we have to start that, what was that meeting called? That was the
Seeker.
seeker, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
has,
The secret document is what I'm talking about.
that has to be restarted.
Halfway
that whole
through, and
process.
we had to restart it all.
Yeah.
Restarting it can be the research end, forming a committee and doing the research.
Okay.
Involving the community in that research, experts on birds, experts on water, experts on fault lines, for instance. With our earthquake we just had, these are real things. And we can't ethically sign off on that seeker and be done with that process until you have all the facts, and legally you have every leg to stand on in that regard.
Who do you suggest to do all these studies?
Wendy Pensiel would be a great start. She is an expert and Cornell training, and
Should be good on the wild.
yes, wildlife side, geological society. I mean, that's just off the top of my head, and I'm just one person. Nobody else is weighing in.
How about somebody neutral? I mean, she's already expressed her opinion on what's going on
Right?
publicly.
And I think that's
I think you need somebody
a good
neutral
question. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
I think that
hasn't said anything about it.
somebody that doesn't live right there,
Yeah,
perhaps.
I agree.
Just like, I found fault with an engineer that was hired by the company that wants to build it. Obviously, they're gonna have their own set of interpreting facts and, but I do feel like I am speaking out of turn now because it being a special meeting for this.
No, they're all good questions. I'll send all
I guess
three
all of
questions
them,
to the lawyer.
as I said, I think
This is what our
there should-
process is. Don't feel bad about doing it. I mean, this is fine. I got all three questions you brought up, all points, and I'll send them to the lawyer tomorrow and get answers for you. Give him a chance to answer them for next Tuesday's meeting. I'll have him actually address these.
Do you have a copy of that book I had asked about?
Miranda's personal copy, yeah.
Yes, like just so I could take.
I don't know where she has. It's a blue book and it says Association of
Town law.
Towns.
The town law.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
town
town
law.
law.
Yeah.
I'm imagining maybe Lee Whedon has a copy
That's
I've
not
got a
on, that's
copy.
not online,
of the
No,
town law book.
no. You just got a hard copy problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if it's online or not.
for example.
Some of the
That's the
law
kind of
books
thing
on.
that I would love to be a contributing member of my society here in Shelby and say, look, give me a copy. I'll
Is it the
photocopy whole
Association of
thing.
Towns Town Law?
I'll scan
Yeah, I
it,
think
I'll
so.
upload
Yeah.
it and give you the PDF. And
Yeah,
say,
it's the
"Here,
blue
you can
book
put
we
this
all
on
have.
the website. You know?
Right? Is it the
I
blue
don't
book?
know, what, is it a blue book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Violation of copyright law.
Just a PDF of a government book? I don't think so.
Not a
I
government
saw
book.
one in the back of your.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it'll have a publisher and it'll say, well, like I said, if
Loose leaf
there's,
law probably has it. It's called loose leaf law. It's a company.
So that's
the question
illegal,
I had
to-
asked was what's the name of the book, and I didn't
so that's illegal to
get
go,
an answer. It
get that?
depends
Is it
on,
from 2016?
so that would be a question for
Maybe.
your
That's
lawyer.
it?
No, there might be another one.
Is
I'm not
it
sure.
breaking copyright law to post a PDF of that book? You could ask that question to the lawyer too.
I would guess it is. But
Well, like I said, I mean, I know that I've seen other
I
town
know
websites
you deal
where
in
you
school
can-
and we could do part and
right.
parcel, but you can't do a whole book.
Here it is right here. You can buy it for Town Law Manual, $10 for members, $15 for non-member. And it's the Association of Towns
Oh, there
they're
it is,
talking
yeah.
about. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, then maybe we could put a link to, people could purchase it. Or PDF section, like you said, that things like, are we allowed to do such and such? You know, if somebody is appointed, when can they have a resolution?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That,
I'll submit these questions to the lawyer and get you an answer.
I appreciate
So,
it. Thank you.
anyone else got anything else?
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Linda Lima.
Okay.
Most of you probably know, I did put my name in for the seat,
Okay.
the councilman seat. I completely understand that the board has the purview to fill that seat. I understand it can only be one person. I have no issue with that. But I do question the process in that you yourself said that you don't know any of the candidates and you strictly looked at the resume. And you also made the statement that you want to do the best for the town.
Yep.
I question how that can happen if you're looking at a piece of paper of somebody you don't know at all.
What I'll explain to you is.
Wait, can I just finish?
Yeah,
And I
go
have
ahead.
2 members here that, yes, were in the committee, the Republican committee. And so I understand they've spoken to me. I grew up and have been in school with Ed Zeleny for 20 years, so I know him. But he has no knowledge, as you don't, of my background. And it's not just me, I'm assuming this happened with the other candidates, whoever they are. So if I'm wrong, I apologize for that. But I know for a fact that nobody other than the 2 people in the committee interview ever spoke to me. So how can you make that decision based on a piece of paper that clearly can't list everything that somebody has had exposure to or can do or can't do?
I believe all board members got your resume.
Yes.
I understand that.
Yes.
It's a resume, it's a piece of paper that lists, and on my resume, I can't speak for anybody else's, but when you've been working 40 years the way I have, I don't have every single thing I've ever done on my resume. You cut it off at a page and a half, and
No,
there's
I understand.
probably 30
I understand.
years worth of stuff that's not there.
Can I
Sure,
disclose how I came with this process?
please do.
Ed Grabowski, Mr. Grabowski, is that
Not the town attorney.
No,
But yeah.
your
I
legal
don't know how
opinion.
much you can expose because Karen hit it on the head. It's executive session stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you for to explain. I'm asking the process itself. I'm not asking for
I
specifics.
went name by name.
Mhm.
Okay, this person, no, for this reason, for me personally.
From
Getting
a
to-
resume,
from a
piece of
resume,
paper.
from a resume,
Okay,
yes.
That's all I.
This person, no. This person, no. This person, yes, but not right now. This person, yes, not right now. For this reason and for this reason. Ed agreed with me on several people, and there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a long list, so that left two candidates, and this candidate came on top of the other candidate.
But in any hiring, in 40 years of me working, and I'm sure all of you here that have worked out, you know that when you post a job, you get in resumes, you interview because a lot of things come out in an interview that you can't get off a piece of paper. So I'm concerned, and not for me, because like I said, I understand it happens, and I have an opportunity to run or not run in November, so that's here nor there. But it does concern me the process that was gone through, that a decision is made off of a piece of paper when you can't possibly get to know a person or know you have no idea where somebody stands on something.
All right.
Again,
I
they
understand
have
what
a
you're
little
saying.
bit of more
Not to interrupt you. I understand what you're saying. If I get in trouble for this, I get in trouble for this. There were two candidates. You and Jeff were, me personally, speak for myself, you and Jeff. You were neck and neck, but you came out publicly and said, no windmills in the town of Shelby.
That's an incorrect statement, sir.
Well, what you said on the tape, I watched the video, and I go, and me personally, can I consciously, I like your resume, I like all your qualifications. Can I appoint her to this when she's already, everyone has their own opinions and everything. But for the board, for me to appoint you when you've already come out one way on something, the voters can vote you in, that's fine. But I need someone that hasn't.
And I completely.
That was how my process came.
I want to make it very clear, and on tape, I am not asking about me personally. It's a process for everybody. There were other people that applied, but I do want to speak to that statement. That may have been what was said, but if there were not more questions, I think I said, and if I didn't, then shame on me. I was against the turbines being there.
Yeah.
I was not against wind. I am not against solar. I'm not against alternative energy. I'm against it being spitting distance from the village where they're trying to make a historic.
I understand, and
the town of Shelby has some responsibility to the village also.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
But my concern more is the process that the board went through to find somebody. You just can't know somebody by looking at a piece of paper.
No, that wasn't, like I said, me personally, there were two of you. And when you came, your opinion was this, and I'm figuring, all right, this has to be I have to have someone that's got a fair opinion, not already voiced their opinion, but that, you understand what I'm saying? Because the voters don't get to pick you.
But you also understand, I'm not asking why Linda Lehman didn't get the seat.
Yeah.
I'm asking about the process that went through for you to pick it. There might have been four other people that were equally.
You were all interviewed by the Republican committee.
Correct.
So why would I not take the word of the Republican committee? If we take their word for candidate nominations and we vote for them.
People in that room, and they have just because they're saying this is who they think, it doesn't mean that.
No, I understand, but isn't the committee a good general pick out of the population?
You hope so.
I trust that process. That's the process we have. I trusted that process, and that's how I came to my determination. How the other people came to their determination, I can't tell you, but I went down their list. Darlene forwarded all the resumes to me, and I looked at them.
But in respect to me, you said you listened to a tape and you heard something I said. Why would you not have clarified that with me to see if that really was what I meant? When people say things sometimes and it comes out incorrectly. People write a text, it comes out.
Well, this wasn't text. This was you on videotape. And there's nothing against you. You're entitled to your opinion.
I understand that. But you never clarified. By talking to me individually, you would have understood that I'm not against alternative energy.
Okay. Oh, I know. I didn't say you
Thank
were
you.
against.
Thank you for
I
putting
never
solar
said you were
panels
against
on
it.
my house.
Yeah.
You just said I said that on that I
You said no windmills in Shelby. That's what I went off of. So that was the process.
That's very sad too then, because
Right
if
or-
you just had a conversation with me, you would have realized that statement was not in full what my intention was. If that's how it came out, unfortunately, you made a decision based on something you didn't check out yourself.
I made a decision.
Can I just add one thing to what you're saying, which is, I find it really distressing that it would be used against a person that they had attended meetings and expressed a concern for something in the community. This
Okay,
is
so
somebody who
let me ask you
you're
this.
using against her. You literally just said to me about wind turbines. I got no problem with it.
I don't.
Directly on tape, and yet if you're running for office in November, should that be used against you?
No, that's what I just said to her.
You said that was the thing that
No,
made
no,
her
no, no, no.
disqualified in your mind.
In my mind, yes.
And
And
you
I
were the
just
one
said if the
voting.
voters vote her in, I'm fine with that.
For an appointment, it's
For an
different.
appointment,
Different
it's
than
different.
people voting her in.
I'm just saying it sounded like she didn't get the position she applied for because she was an engaged and involved member in her community, and you didn't like what she said.
If you had also listened to the whole conversation, you would have heard me say that while my initial response was go to the turbines, I recognize, and Steve, I see you shaking your head against me when I'm saying some things here. You hopefully remember, and John, you too, that my statement was, I realized there was information that probably was shared with the board that was not shared with the general public, and I would be very open to hearing the rest of the information and making a decision that was not what Linda Lehman wanted, but what was best for the community as a whole. And by hearing all the rest of the information, I could very well have thought or voted differently.
Okay, so let me ask you this. On that tape, did you say you did not want the windmills right there in Shelby? Something to that effect. I'm not going to say. That's what I base my opinion on.
But it was one statement out of a 2 or 3 minute answer to.
I understand that, and I'm just telling you how I came to my determination. Should I appoint this lady or guy because she's against it, or do I need someone who may be against it but hasn't publicly come out and said I'm against it? That was my mindset. Okay.
And how do you know that gentleman has not publicly come out somewhere to some friend somewhere and
He
said?
may have, but I'm not aware of it. I'm aware of you saying that on the tape. I came to a decision, I made the decision, and I stand by it.
Certainly is your choice.
Does anyone else have?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I have a question.
no problem.
I've seen Linda at quite a few meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to see Jeff at one meeting. I've been coming to meetings for years.
Jeff who?
Schiffer?
Oh, okay,
Your new appointee.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was so many Jeffs. Jeff Smith, Jeff Clark.
Face to face?
Yes,
Oh, you have?
yes.
Okay.
Well, in passing, I don't know.
You have never met him face to face yet?
I said hi to him, but
Okay. But my problem is you've got someone that's got a great interest in our town
okay.
who would do an excellent job, I know. And we've got someone that has never been to a meeting.
Okay.
And just because she stood up and spoke on the windmills,
Yeah.
it's been blown out of proportion. So does that mean that when we're at a town board meeting, we should sit there and not say nothing?
No.
Because down the road, if we want to run for a position, they're
That's
gonna
not what I
look in our
said.
face and say, we're
No.
not gonna get it.
What I said and what Ed said, for us to appoint someone,
Yeah.
they have to appear to be neutral. This is my train of thought. So you may be 100% against the windmills, but you don't say anything. And Dottie may be 100% against the windmills, but she says I'm against the windmills. And I have to pick one of you two. Not voting to nominate you. Well, you may be 100% against windmills, but you didn't come out public.
You're actually discriminating against her.
No.
Voices. Yes, you are.
How am I
Her voice is her
discriminating?
own opinion.
Discrimination.
No.
Yes,
Which
it
I
is.
also said I would be open to
You are
hearing more
discriminating
information.
against her for voicing her opinion.
And if we just
No.
talk about publicly speaking, if you just go to Jeff Schiffer's Facebook post, you can see a ton of inappropriate stuff and comments that are open to the public eye.
I didn't check anyone's Facebook
Yeah,
post.
so-
I treated everyone equal.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna judge her on something that was posted in a video, but you're not gonna scope out a Facebook on a candidate, and you're worried about things that are spoken publicly or things that can be shared publicly, it's kind of inappropriate and it is discrimination. So I think that we should almost backtrack and have an extension for the 14th. So all of this can be.
The resolution passed, so,
Well,
I don't think I was being discriminatory.
you are.
I don't see how I was.
I think what a lot of us are perceiving is a bias against being vocal. I don't think that a person should automatically, for any office, automatically be considered, nope, not that person, because they've expressed an opinion contrary to being neutral. 'Cause frankly, neutral is safe, and perhaps that lends an air of respectability or something, but a person can be respectful and respectable and still be vocal and opinionated, have letters to the editor. And frankly, speaking of transparency, it's actually a good thing in a candidate because you're already telling your neighbors all the time, this is where I stand on things. This is how I support my community. And
No, I
do you know what
understand
mean?
that.
Like,
I understand
don't
that.
think that should
But how,
automatically disqualify
so then put yourself on the
anyone
other,
for
put yourself on,
appointment.
put yourself on the other foot. Okay, so say you're, Mr. Smith and his wife,
Yes.
and you know Linda came out against the windmills and the board appoints her.
Well, then Jeff
Is
should
that
resign.
Is that a fair?
That's my fair
I'm
reply.
This
if
is,
he
this,
re-
I want
he
you to understand,
resigns.
I'm trying to be fair to the town.
Fair to the town or fair to Mr. Smith?
I'm giving everyone a fair shot.
You just said, what if we talk about
No, I
Jeff
said,
Sharp?
put yourself in his. Wouldn't
But-
you feel slighted? I'm trying to be, my selection process, speaking for myself, I wanted somebody that hadn't publicly voted their opinion,
Well,
voiced their opinion.
if you want complete neutrality,
No, I don't want
then
neutrality.
you should have one candidate who publicly voiced